It's February the 29th, 2016, and I just saw a headline off of the Daily Caller via the Trudge Report. Chances are you've seen it too. Chances are this is why you're looking at this video right now. Clinton rape accuser of Juanita Broadrick thanks Lady Gaga for overwhelming performance. Now, she did this via Twitter, and she was speaking about Lady Gaga's performance at the Oscars. Now, needless to say, I did not at all view the Oscars, have no interest in it. All right, so I didn't know about this. But apparently, Lady Gaga had a performance in which she was standing proud with the victims of sexual abuse. All right. And let me just start off by saying, in case you don't know me, I hate sexual abuse. I hate rapes. I'm firmly standing against it. From what I've seen, there's no such thing as a rape culture here in America. I know a lot of people have been told otherwise. All right, there isn't. And I personally, for one, hate them. I don't. There's never an excuse for it, ever. And if you get caught doing it, I think you should go to jail forever, maybe even worse. Right. Juanita Broadrick, she tweeted out a tweet thanking Lady Gaga for her performance, said it was overwhelming to her. And see what that was a chess move, because here's the thing, and I looked into it. Lady Gaga did not mention Bill Clinton at all. All right, period. She was not going to do it. She'll never bring that up. But anyways, it was kind of a chess move because she used Lady Gaga's performance as a way to pretty much magnify the absurd nature of Bill Clinton and the fact that he's raped a whole lot of people, right? And the fact that this is somehow trying to be swept under the rug, seeing as his wife Hillary Clinton's running for president, somehow advocating for women somehow. All right. So she took the opportunity, made a tweet, said, "Thank you, Lady Gaga. Yeah, please believe I was raped, and that's being swept under the rug." All right. What's even more ironic than that, and I have to mention, is there's a reason why Lady Gaga will not ever mention Bill Clinton and maybe raped some folks. She's very much controlled. Right. And but what's even more ironic than that was a Joe Biden who had. There's no reason why Joe Biden would even be at the Oscars. Joe Biden was the one who introduced Lady Gaga, and that's extremely ironic because he basically is a pedophile. And if nothing else, I'm pretty sure he is the perpetrator of sexually abusing a number of folks in his day. Right. Might want to do an investigation. He's sleazy and creepy. It's all over the internet. You can see all sort of videos regarding this documentation. Right, so it's ironic, and I think it was meant to be ironic, to be honest with you. It's supposed to be like a slap in the face of everybody saying, like, look, I'm a pedophile, sexual abuser. Let me introduce this lady who's talking about sexual abuse. She's not going to talk about Bill Clinton, but however, Juanita Broadrick is going to thank her on Twitter for standing up for people who have been victims. Right. And I think people who have been victims of sexual assault and stuff should be stood up for. Absolutely. All right. And at the same time, there's probably been an innumerable amount of people who have actually lied about it. All right. That's dastardly. All right. And the whole thing is quite ironic, but here's the thing. I want to be another person to point out the very obvious. I hate rapes. I wish they didn't happen at all. Sexual assaults, don't like them. Think you should go to jail for it for a long time. That being said, young ladies out there, I have nieces. I have a daughter. All right. I want you to hear me very carefully. You should try to do your very best to stay out of situations in which you may get raped or sexually abused. That being said, sometimes there's instances where there is nothing you could do to get out of it. All right, I understand that and I'm acknowledging that. All right, it was not your fault. I'm not saying it was your fault. It was most certainly the perpetrator's fault. But if that is the case, what I need you to know right now is you do not live in a rape culture. All right, before you get assaulted, hear my words. You do not live in a rape culture. You need to be responsible. You need to keep yourself out of risky situations. That being said, sometimes people get raped and assaulted having not ever done anything wrong, having not ever put themselves in risky situations. It gets forced onto them. But I'm telling you right now, you need to hear my words, is that it is not your fault. What you need to do is report that person immediately. What you need to do is preserve all the evidence. May that be traumatic for you? Yes, it might be traumatic for you. It's worth it to do that, though, because if you get this person caught, they will not be able to do it again. You will be able to send them to jail. And I want them in jail. And I want even worse for them. I need you to do that because if you save the evidence and you report them immediately, there's a good chance that they will go to jail. Why? Because we don't live in a rape culture. Hardly anybody ever is going to advocate for that here. There's many other countries that you can go to where it will be advocated for. They do live in rape cultures. It's a very serious problem. But as traumatic as it is for you, you need to report it immediately. And the reason is this. Because if you don't report it immediately, if you don't have evidence for it, that perpetrator might be able to do it again. I'm not saying that it's completely your fault that they're going to do it again. It's obviously their fault, but you could have stopped it. You could have stopped it by putting an end to it, by producing evidence, by reporting it immediately. Because what you need to understand is there is an immeasurable amount of females out there, and maybe even males, probably more likely that there are males out there who are going to lie about it. All right, and the people out there who have lied about it, like I say, there's been a great many of them. They're actually the exact people who are making it harder for you to be believed. And I don't like that. That's a shit that I don't like. All right. For example, Kesha, I barely know who that is, but I've already seen that she has no evidence to prove that she was raped 10 years ago. Not only that, she has gone under oath and said that never happened. Meanwhile, you have people saying, oh man, she was raped and she has no evidence, but her the person she accused should go to jail, even though there's no evidence and it happened 10 years ago, supposedly, even though under oath, she said it never happened, even though none of it makes sense, even though it's not logical in any sense. Right? You have people saying free Kesha. It's a hashtag free Kesha. Why? She doesn't have evidence. It's happened over 10 years ago. Not only that, it's illogical. It doesn't make any sense. You have people like Kesha who's actually making it harder for people who are legitimately raped and legitimately sexually abused to get justice. And if there's anything that I advocate for, it's justice. Justice needs to be done. You need to help out with that. You need to step out of your comfort zone. And I hate to say, you know what I'm saying, to go through that traumatic experience, but you owe it. You owe it to the next little girl. Joe Biden's a damn pedophile. He introduced Lady Gaga, and that's a very ironic thing that happened. Right, but we need to make a change. We need to make a preemptive change. If you're a girl right now watching this, you need to understand it's in your power to bring these rapists to justice, to stop what little rape is left in our culture, to stomp it out. I don't like it. You don't like it. I don't hardly know anybody who might like it. But the police can't stop people from raping. A lawyer can't stop people from raping. Only we can stop people from raping. It is on us. Right? This is February the 29th, 2016.